What's up, guys? Matt Relay here. Today we're going to talk about pentatonic scales. So, pentatonic scales are some of the most commonly found scales in rock, blues. A great way to kind of dip your toes in the water for improvisation and make yourself sound better than you actually are at the guitar, faster. That's a joke. But either way, let's talk about pentatonic scales a little bit more. So there's 5 pentatonic scale shapes that I want to go through. So let's dive right in. Let's talk about the first pentatonic shape. Okay, so let's talk about pentatonic shape number 1. Again, we're playing in the key of F minor pentatonic. So a few rules for these shapes. With the exception of one scale, all of them can be played with the arrangement of one finger per fret. So we're going to start in first position, meaning our first finger is in line with the first fret, and thus our second finger is in line with the second fret, third finger with the third fret, fourth finger with the fourth fret. So we're going to start by playing our first finger on the first fret of the low E string. And we're going to play fingers 1 and then fingers 4. Going to the A string, you play fingers 1 and 3. E string 1 and 3. G string 1 and 3. B string 1 4. E string 1 4. So see how I kept each finger in line with the fret that it coincides with the entire time? And I was able to play the shape without having to shift. And so again, the shape is, or the scale is 1 4 1 3 1 3 1 3 1 4 1 4. Let me play that for you. Backwards. Faster. Okay. So the root of this scale is our first finger on the first fret, or on the low string in this case. We're now going to shift up. The way I like to think about this is putting my second finger where my pinky was. So in this case, my pinky was on the 4th fret. I'm now going to put my second finger there. See that shift? We're now going to go to pentatonic shape 2. So, pentatonic shape 2 starts with 2 4. In this case, we're playing frets 4 and 6 on the low E string. But again, these are movable shapes. We're playing in the key of F minor in this case. And we'll talk more about where the root is on each scale. But that's why I like to give the visual of how these scales connect to one another. So starting from 1 to 4 on the first scale, and moving to second finger where your pinky was. Now we're going to play 2 4. Moving to the A string, we play 1 4. Moving to the D string, play 1 4 again. G string, play 1 3. On the B string, play 2 4. And on the high E string, play 2 4 again. So we have 2 4 1 4 1 4 1 3 2 4 2 4. Let me play that for you fairly slowly. Do your best to keep your fingers in line with each fret the entire time. It's very common for guitar players that lack certain fundamental, it's kind of physical skills when it comes to their fingers. They tend to pull their fingers away or do odd movements that they don't need to do. So try to be very efficient. Keep your hand close to the strings, or keep your fingers close to the strings rather, and try to move them as little as possible. So I'll play the scale again. Backwards. What's up, Steph? Okay, let's go to scale shape 3. So, the same movement, or actually, before we move to scale shape 3, I'm sorry, I want to point out that this scale has one oddity to it, in the sense that the root of the scale is on the D string. So the note F is here on the 3rd fret of the D string. All of the other shapes that we'll go over have the root either on the lowest string, as was in the first scale, or on the A string. But this one's weird. The root is right here. But again, given that visual, we started in first position, then we put our second finger where our pinky was. We played shape 2. Now we're moving to shape 3. We're going to put our second finger where our pinky was again. So now we're in 5th position, first finger in line with the 5th fret. And we're going to start with 2-4 again. Another 2-4 on the A string. 2-4 on the D string. Then 1-4 on the G string. Now this one is the one scale that has a shift. So you have to shift up 1 fret here. So you're going to play 1-4, but your first finger is going to shift to the 6th fret of the B string. So you end up playing frets 6 and 9. And then the final string, you play fingers 1 and 3 on frets 6 and 8. Let me play that whole scale for you slowly. Backwards. Faster. Let's move to scale shape 4. So, our pinky currently is on the 8th fret. We're going to put our first finger where our pinky was. See that movement? Scale shape 4, 1 finger per fret. We're going to start by playing fingers 1 and 4, in this case on frets 8 and 11. A string, same thing, fingers 1 and 4. D string, fingers 1 and 3. G string, fingers 1 and 3. B string, fingers 2, 4. E string, fingers 1 and 4. Backwards. Let's play that again. Let's play that again. Faster. Let's move to the 5th and final pentatonic shape, or scale. So, in this case, our second finger is going to come where our pinky was, on the 11th fret of the low E string. So, this scale is going to start with 2-4, A string 2-4, D string 1-4, G string 1-4, B string 2-4, E string 2-4. Let's do that forwards. Backwards. And now faster. All right, guys, so those are the 5 pentatonic scale shapes on the guitar. What's cool is that we ended here with our pinky on the 13th fret, F. And now if you wanted to continue, you would start over back at shape 1. You could put your first finger where your pinky was and start with the same shape that we started with. If you wanted to continue, you could do the same thing. You could put your second finger where your pinky was, play shape 2. You can keep going. Now this Fender Stratocaster only has 21 frets, but some guitars have 24, so you have even more range, and you can continue pushing that. So the guitar just continues to repeat itself, right? That's why the double dot on the 12th fret is where it starts over, the octave. So The beauty of all of these scale shapes is once you see how they all connect, you can really start to become in touch with the guitar neck and be able to move through it fluidly in a given key. So if we were playing in the key of B flat, minor pentatonic, I could find my root. And that's just, random improvisation using the shapes that we just went over. If we want to do the key of C sharp. So those are all, that's all just using the shapes that we just did. And the cool part about this is it really makes you start to feel like a real musician in the sense that if you're playing with a band and they say, hey, we're in the key of A, all right, well, at least maybe I could kind of keep up playing the key of A pentatonic if we're doing some blues type stuff, whatever, So it's a stepping stone into understanding the universality of what it is to be a musician and to be able to play with other musicians, which is what we're doing this for, right, guys? Fun. So I really appreciate you guys checking out this lesson. Yeah.